It's Monday, September the 19th. This is your 2-minute thought with your boy, John Redmon. Y'all, today's topic is issue of blood. Yesterday, Pastor John Harris of the First Star Baptist Church in Fountain, Colorado, presented this powerful sermon about the woman with the issue of blood. He came out of Mark chapter 5, verses 25 through 34, and he talked about this woman with the issue of blood that had this issue for 12 years. And he said the Bible is silent on exactly what the issue was, but many believe she hemorrhaged for 12 years. But then the pastor went on and said, don't be so far removed from this story, because you too have an issue. You might have an issue of blood. You might have an issue with your heart. You might have an issue with your mind, but you too have an issue. And you've had these issues longer than 12 years. Some of y'all been having your issues for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. Some of y'all 80 years old and still got unresolved issues. And people were like, what? But in the midst of him preaching, God started dropping a word in my spirit. And that's why I had to do this post today. Because we today, yes, we might have heart issues. Our mind ain't right. But we too have an issue of blood. Me and my sister Jackie and Kathy got together for lunch yesterday. And we talked about the issues that we have with our brothers and our sisters and our family, and how we have some kind of strained relationships going on with them, and how we really don't get along with some of them. But then God started dropping in my spirit. We've been suffering from the consequences of divorce in our families, and incest and poverty and anger and so many other issues passed down from generation to generation. Yes, through our bloodline. Therefore, an issue of blood. Generational consequences. Generational curses. There was a young man that was fixing my car a few months back, and he told me that he misses his best friend. See, his best friend's father committed suicide a couple of years before. And just a year later, his son, or his best friend, followed suit and committed suicide as well. Sins of the father. Like father, like son. Talking about generational consequences, generational curses. And these generational curses can be traced all the way back to the disobedience of the first Adam and his wife Eve. Genesis 3:16 and 17. Look what God told Eve after Adam and Eve sinned. He started with the woman. He said, I will sharply increase your pain in childbirth. In pain, you will bring forth children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule, there's a curse, over you. And then verse 17, he turns to Adam and said, and to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife. We're going to talk about that in another post. And have eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through toil you will eat of it all the days of your life. We're talking about curses because of disobedience. Talking about the issue of blood. Y'all, let's go to 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 26 and 27. We're talking. Remember Elisha's servant Gehazi. We mentioned Gehazi in another post about the story of the Shunammite woman. Remember? But Gehazi reappears in 2 Kings 5, 26 and 27 because Gehazi appeared as a liar, doing underhanded, dirty work, being greedy. when God used Elisha to heal Naaman. Look what Elisha, he put a curse on not Gehazi, but on his bloodline as well. Look what he said. He said, okay, Gehazi, because you went on and did this evil thing in the sight of the Lord, that leprosy I healed Naaman of, now it shall cleave unto you and unto thy seed forever. And Gehazi went out from his presence, a leper, white as snow. Cursed because of disobedience. Bloodline cursed because of disobedience. He said, the descendants, thy seed, is going to be cursed forever. Oh, but there's hope. Back to the woman with the issue of blood. Mark 5:25-34. This woman was tired of dealing with her issue, that issue that got her broke, frustrated, despondent, depressed. Sound like someone you know? Sound like you? But look what it says in verse 27. Look what it says in verse 20. She found out Jesus was coming to town. When she heard of Jesus, she came in the press behind him and touched his garment. Verse 28 says, for she said, if I may just touch but his clothes, I shall be made whole. There was no doubt in her mind that if she just touched the hem of his garment, she would be made whole. And so guess what she did? She touched the hem of his garment, and she was indeed made whole. Her faith made her whole. No more issue of blood. See, because Jesus, the second Adam, has come to make us whole as well through our faith in him. Somebody ought to say hallelujah. We no longer have to suffer from the curse of our fathers, our bloodline, passing from one generation to another, because now that we have been made whole, we have a new bloodline, a new blood, a new family, new brothers, new sisters. Now we are a part of the family of God. Thank you, Most High God. You're worthy. Now, no more issue